Good morning. I just was on my morning walk and wanted to come on and make a video. I haven't made a video in a few days. It's been a weird few days, I'm not gonna lie, energetically, and I think that a lot of us have been feeling this shift. Today I actually feel the best that I've felt. I feel like reborn almost. And it's funny because it's summer solstice, so it's very fitting to feel brand new, fresh, reborn on the summer solstice, because it is a day of new beginnings, a day of rebirth. It's just a beautiful day. It's the longest day of the year here and everywhere. Either it's the shortest day or the longest day, depending upon where you are in the globe. Here in Massachusetts, it's the longest day. And I was up for the sunrise. I watched it come up. And sometimes I wake up and my first thought in my head is like, what am I going to do if I get up? And like, I can notice myself start to spin like that, thinking of all the things that I have to do that I don't want to do. And I start to get anxiety. And I don't know about you guys, but as of recently, it feels like the anxiety's been amped up. To the point where it's like the energy is so intense. If you're able to let go of the anxiety and just like know that you're okay and just really release it, it's almost like a euphoric high that you get from this feeling of fear and just releasing it. The weight that you feel like just lift off of you, and then you feel almost like you're being eternally held by your angels. I am not shitting you. But it takes that loving awareness of being like, okay, why? You have to like sit there and look at every time you feel anxious instead of trying to run from it, because that's the worst thing you can do. It's just going to make it worse. Acknowledge it. Look it right in its eyes and say to yourself, like, why am I feeling this way? What thoughts provoked me to feel this way? And it doesn't have to be anxiety. It could be depression, whatever you're feeling. Why am I feeling this way? Angry, whatever it is. Why am I feeling this way? Does it make sense? Really dissect it. And then you'll realize whether it makes sense, whether you're coming from a place of love or from a place of ego. If it's just another program, you'll be able to dissect it and figure that out. And if you're having a hard time to really figure it out, check in with your body. Your body's like your map, especially in your stomach. It's going to feel like, and in your chest, it's going to feel like open and inviting, yes. Restricted and closed, no. And once you start to really get in tune with your body and being able to listen to its cues, it won't be so much of having it to think process, but it is a process, and it's literally a reprogramming of our minds to go from that state of perpetual fear and separation and back to unity, peace, love, bliss. This is where we're supposed to be, our true state. And not where we're supposed to be, because we are where we're supposed to be regardless of where we are right now, but it's our true essence at its core. That is who we are, is love. Loving awareness. And anyways, it's been a struggle to return to that. And I keep getting this message, embrace the unknown, embrace the unknown. Fear and excitement are one and the same. And it's almost like my spirit can sense that something big is happening or about to happen, and like I'm excited. But because I don't know in my physical body what is happening, my mind is playing tricks on me and is automatically going to fear, because we've been programmed to fear the unknown when we really should be embracing it, because in that state of unknown, all possibilities are possible. So in that moment, you can literally create whatever it is that you want. You just have to envision it. And once you start to see that you envision these things going right, and then you walk into the room and everything goes exactly the way that you had like planned it out in your head or like imagined it in your head, you start to realize how much more control we have over our reality than we think. And it all starts with our thoughts and what we project out there, our energy. And it's really crazy because I've been able to shift like the entire reality around me, where people are now like embracing love more, and they're actually hearing the messages that I'm saying, and I'm actually resonating with them. And that's beautiful, because that's what I want to do. I want to share my messages with people. I feel like that's what I'm called to do. I feel like that's part of my mission here, is to help channel in these weird energies and explain what exactly is going on a different level, because I instinctively know I've been through this before. I come from a star system that had completed itself in its recognition of realizing it is the creator. And then I incarnated here on Earth now to help shift out of this paradigm of fear and separation, to return the collective back to love and unity, to help people in this shift. There's many of us that are here. I'm just one of them. And we're here to show people that there's a different way, there's a better way, and that there's more than what we've been taught, and that we are all energy, and that although everything seems so real and so scary sometimes, it is more malleable than we can even fathom. Once we start to really break out of our minds and really embrace our spirit, embrace the unknown, we're able to break out of the matrix that we've been held in. And that's when you're able to start doing things. And as you embrace love and unity and let go of the fear and separation, and really check in with yourself and say, like, am I doing this out of fear? Is this an ego-driven thing? Like, why am I doing this? Because that's one really crucial part of this whole evolution, is remembering that we are one, and that the way that we treat each other matters, and the way that we act matters. And that even when it comes down to how we treat the animals and the plants, it all matters. And when we start to realign with this higher vibration, it's like we start to match the energy, and we're able to transcend this reality of this lower density of feeling fear and separation, and feeling more love and unity. Because I can tell you guys, like, I've done these deep meditations and these just like, I don't know, all I have to do is take a couple of breaths and I'm put into a state, like a trance state almost. And a really deep state of relaxation I can put myself in just literally, boom, seconds. And I'm able to connect to things like on a whole different level. And I'm still like learning and understanding it all. My gifts are really starting to awaken, and it's kind of scary to be able to like read people's thoughts and stuff is kind of weird. To be able to read people on another level is kind of weird, but it's also so beautiful, because I've been able to see myself show people love in the moments when they expect to be shown fear. And it's just so beautiful. It's like you're able to transmit whatever they were doing or feeling or whatever back to love, because they feel the love from you so hard that it transmutes whatever negative energy that they had, or they just kind of like, it's like being punched with love, like punch drunk love, I don't know how to explain it. It's just like you're so aggravated and mad, and then someone just like shows you this like unconditional love, and it's like a stranger, and you're just like, what the fuck? Like, I was just so mean to that person, and they just like, I don't know how to explain it. I hold this space. I feel almost like Jesus. It's like I can feel myself connecting to them on a soul level, and I'm just like, I love you. I see you. and all of a sudden, like, that person's whole attitude changes, and I don't even have to say anything to them. I just look at them. That's it. Just give them that loving, acknowledging look with my eyes. Like, I love you, I see you, we are one. And I swear to God, it's like they can feel what I'm saying through my head, because their whole attitude changes. And I've done it on several occasions. And it's just so beautiful, because, like, people expect us to react in fear. So if you start to react in love, people are just like, what? How do I react? They don't know what to do. And it starts to help to show them, like, where we need to be more love, like where we need more love, and how they can show up for someone else too. Like, you can do the same thing. You can be that loving presence, and know that when someone acts out, it's like, I call it ruffling their tits. I said, the other day I was telling one of my coworkers about how my daughter hadn't given me the slip, and I didn't know it was her graduation. I'm basically, so I live in this world where, like, I live a normal life, and I'm basically the breadwinner, and I basically am a single mom, even though I have my significant other. He doesn't work, and yeah, he's like a stay-at-home dad. But anyways, it's like, I expect her, she's 12, I expect her to be able to give me the things that she's supposed to be giving me for school, because she's supposed to be learning responsibility. So I was telling my coworker how, like, I'm teaching my daughter responsibility, and how I got kind of upset, but I explained to her that if I can't find coverage for someone to work for me, then I won't be able to go to her graduation, and that's something she has to live with, knowing that I would have been there, and her grandmother probably would have been there too, if she had told us and given us the notice when she got it, and then we could have asked for the time off of work. Anyways, needless to say, I was just telling one of my coworkers, and this other coworker is overhearing me speaking to her about it, and she's like, I'm not even talking to her. I don't even know why she had to put in her 2 cents, but she's like, I'm so involved with the school, and there's no way that I would ever miss anything like that. And you could just see her ruffling her tits. I'm like, really? Like, you really have to come over here and ruffle your tits? Like, for what? You're a better mom? Like, what was that all about? Like, what? Like, are you trying to say I'm a bad mom? And, like, in that moment, you can see that's her ego. That's her ego. Like, I'm standing in my truth. I didn't know it was her graduation. I work full time. I do all this shit. Like, I expect my stay-at-home dad, to know that the shit that's going on, because I'm like the working dad who needs to go to work and make the bills and all this, right? So anyways, it's like, there's a system, and it's not her place, it's not my place, and whatever, but it's just to see in that moment that she had to say that, even though I wasn't talking to her at all, and it was just so negative, and it was just so, like, off-putting, and it was just like, but then I just turned around. I mean, I'm still learning, okay? So I just turned around, and I looked at her, and I said, yeah, well, this is probably going to be the last year that my daughter's in public school, because it's really not working for us. And she's like, oh, really? Why's that? And I'm just like, well, it's just really not working for us. Like, I was homeschooled. I was free learned, okay? And I went into school in 6th grade. I passed all my classes and was able to catch on just like that, and had no problems. And my mom brags about how I taught myself how to read, how I taught myself how to do math, and even, like, count back change, like, in a cash register, where my other fellow mates around me who had gone to school couldn't count back change. It's like one of the things my mom likes to brag about. Anyways, So it's just like, I can see that school's not necessary, and I can see how we're born to learn, and that like it's just another way to keep us entrapped in that fear and control. And I really hate the whole school system. I really do. I really do. I ended up dropping out after 4 years, and was able to walk into the GED office and take my GED, and I passed without taking any classes, without doing anything. And again, it was all because my mother nurtured that free learning, like, and anything that I wanted to learn, I learned. We all learn because we want to learn. We have that like thirst for knowledge. We want to know, you know. That's not something we have to force, and when we do, it becomes something that's not natural. And anyways, it's just that fear of being able to homeschool while doing the job thing. But I really feel like everything's going to fall into alignment. I really feel like I need to really bring my people together and really start to come together and make a plan of like what we want to do. What do we like really start to think long term, and like look at our options and start to speak about it, and what we envision as like a new earth, a new way of being, a new way of living. And I want to start a community. I don't know where to start, and I want to start like an eco-friendly community of people that live together as a community, contributing as a community, like all their special gifts, and making it work in a way where we don't all feel like we have to hustle and grind constantly to make it by. Like that, we're supposed to be living. This, like, going to work and working for the man every day, it's not living. Going to school and sitting in a chair is not living. Living is doing what makes your soul sing. Whatever that is, as long as it's not hurting anybody else. You know? And seriously, I'm serious. I have made investments, and I know when I do my taxes next year, I'm going to be getting back a lot of money because I've made a lot of investments in my company. Even if I don't make a cent, I will still get a lot back because of the amount of money that I pay in from my wages. The way that I've made my whole business is kind of mind-boggling in itself, and it makes a lot of people feel uneasy knowing that I have a business that I started. I have easily over $100,000 in inventory for my little shop. It's not all of it's posted, but I have easily that much money. Easily. Probably way more than that, but I'm like underballing myself. But because I didn't spend that much money for the inventory, like I never spend full price. I win a lot of auctions. I also know a lot of people that go out and actually get the gemstones and mine for them. I know people all around the world. That's something that's so beautiful. Like Moldavite connected me to all these beautiful people all around the world. And this crystal community, and these people are just so beautiful and pure. It's like their hearts are all open, and they're just such beautiful people. And like I literally want to call up all of my Moldavite people and be like, let's start a community, guys. Like we can be like the Moldavite tribe, you know, of a better way. You know, like let's all open our hearts and help open humanity's hearts, and remember our greatness, and remember that Mother Earth has everything that we need to survive. We just need to learn how to harness her power, and remember our own power, and harness our own power, because we're all one. And if we all start to like work and live together in a community as one, like, and I'm not talking about like living in a huge house with like all these people that you don't know. No. All right, how about a bunch of little eco villages, like little log cabins or something? I don't know, like little huts, like we'll make it. Shit. I actually have a carpenter in my family. And I'm sure he'd be more than happy to help us learn, like teach us how to build houses or structures. It's actually would be a really great bonding opportunity. It's my dad. He's not completely down with that, like, eco living as of yet, but as things keep unfolding the way that they are, people are going to start to see that that's the way that we need to go. And that's where it's headed. We're heading back to nature. We're heading back to the old ways. We're heading back to living as a community and helping each other. Think about those little villages, like those little country villages where like everyone like lives in the village and helps each other, and like if anybody ever needs something, somebody's always there to help, and like it's almost like a family, tight-knit community. That's the kind of community I'm talking about. And we could all take some money, invest it, even if you don't have money. Like, we're gonna figure out a way to make this happen, and we're gonna make beautiful things happen. I just can feel it in my bones. I know there's so many other people feeling this way right now, feeling the soul call and feeling that like, just to like immerse yourself back in nature. Let's do it together. Let's all jump. And I'm not saying go quit your job and run away. I'm saying let's start to plan this shit. Let's do it smart. Who's with me? Because I don't know about you guys, but this shit is killing me. This whole grind, 9 to 5 grind shit. Going to work and working for somebody else and having somebody who isn't even my boss, like, micromanage me with ego. I just... can feel the call for something more. I can. Like I said, I'm not talking about jumping ship right now, but let's plan it. Let's be smart. Let's talk.